have racing action for you fans. Exciting ARCA action. It's the finale. It's the most competitive field ever. It's the closest point battle ever. What more could you ask for? A championship weekend here at the beautiful Atlanta Motor Speedway. Glad to have you with us. John Kernan, Bill Weber, Benny Parsons, Ned Jarrett, and yours truly, Jerry Punch, as they come screaming out of turn 4 with a green flag. Side, and now Skinner gets a bit of an advantage on the bottom of the racetrack, and he will lead Loy Allen out of turn 4 the first time by.
And there's Jimmy Horton in the 52 car. He's alongside Loy Allen. Looks to take second place. He will take it in turn 1.
Well, Horton got a good start and just zipped right up there in second place in a hurry. Of course, he started in 4th place. He did pick up 2 positions, but sometimes 2 positions up front is hard to gain, and he did it on 1 lap.
And Loy Allen is going backwards as Joe Bessie. And here we come. The Jeremy Mayfield car, the red car, 98, is closed up on the back of Horton. I started to say that Jeremy Mayfield passed Loy Allen. Also, Joe Bessie, the 9, has now passed him. There we see Bob Hill go down and try to get on the inside of Gary Bradbury. That's Bradbury in the yellow number 39, Bob Hill in the red 46.
There comes Andy Hillenberg in the car number 11. That's the series point leader by a scant 5 points, who started back in 10th spot.
And Jeremy Mayfield has taken over second from Jimmy Horton. Now, the reason that Jeremy Mayfield in the RCA Ford, Dale Yarmer's car, the reason he's in this race, he said, we have not been racing that well. We've been qualifying well, but we need to work on a race setup, and we're trying to use this 300 miles today to get that race setup down so we can be good tomorrow on the Napa 500.
Where he qualified in 5th place for the Napa 500.
That's Horton in 3rd spot, 52 car, left side of your screen. You see the red car, the RCA machine of Mayfield is 2nd. Horton is 3rd. The 9 car, Joe Bessie, former Busch North driver, and then back there the car number 1 has started in 2nd spot, now being shown back in 5th position. That is Loy Allen.
Thompson, the black 66.
There's Bessie working on Horton.
Wow, and Loy Allen working on Bessie.
Yeah.
And Thompson working on him.
Wait a minute, guys. You don't go 3 in a row, 3 wide into a windy turn.
Well, Mark Thompson's been there. Said, I've read this chapter before in this book. I'm going to back out and see how it ends.
Was that Tim Steele coming in between there?
He was right between those 2 cars, Ned.
Wow, what a move. Tim Steele in the number 16 red Ford.
We thought there might have been a problem with the 1 car at the start. He dropped back a little bit. John, how about it?
Well, Jerry, I just went up and checked with his crew. They tell me that Loy hasn't told him anything. In fact, it looks like Loy's running pretty well right now as he's trying to catch up to Jimmy Horton to make a pass as they head into turn number 1. They say no problem on the car right now. Maybe it just didn't feel good the first couple laps, or maybe Loy was just kind of feeling things out, because remember, the rubber on this racetrack has been all washed off, and Loy was up in that high groove, so maybe he just didn't feel very comfortable up there, decided to back off and find an open spot.
Wow, did you see Thompson go going by Tim Steele as he go down the corner, and he scared Jimmy Horton so bad he lost 2 more spots.
I don't blame him for backing off.
Got a car smoking down in turn 1, down on the bottom of the racetrack, showing a puff of smoke and now slowing down. That's the car number 69. It's slowing down. That is Glenn Miller out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, the Chicken Lounge Ford. And apparently they're smoking some chicken because the car is slowing down. It's on the inside. No caution. We are still under green here in the early laps, showing 7 laps of 2 and 4 in this 500-kilometer event.
Okay, here's Bobby Bowser in the car number 21. Well, trying to makes a good pass up on the outside. That's pretty aggressive, Benny, but he figured he was faster than the car number 77, which is being driven by Gary Weinberg.
Weinberg out of Cleveland, Ohio.
Boucher talked about the fact that he's never had any good luck here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. He's come here, he's won a championship, but he didn't do it by winning the race. Here back toward the front, and once again, there is Mayfield moving in now on our leader, Mike Skinner. Chevrolet is the 31, the Ford is the 86. Those are the front two here in the early laps. Skinner and Mayfield. One man who's won a championship, another one who would like to win one in the future in Winston Cup. Back with more from Atlanta in just a moment. We are in the early laps here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Today's ARCA competition, the General Tire Hoosier 500, and Mike Skinner, who was crowned the 1995 Super Truck Series champion by Craftsman, getting his first ARCA start on the pole, and he's being shown as a leader. But we have racing all around this racetrack.
There we see Jimmy Horton going down in turn one. Joe Betsy, Andy Hillenberg, and Jimmy Horton. That is Hillenberg, isn't it? In the middle of that mess.
Yep, that's Andy. That's our point leader, having moved up from his 10th starting position.
Being shown in 8th, and a couple of cars make unscheduled pit stops. The car number 39, Gary Bradbury, is going back out of the pits, and also in the pits with the hood up on his car number 7 is Mark Gibson.
That is 7th, 8th, and 9th right there you're looking. We're going to give you an interval back to where the man is who's chasing the points leader. We're talking about Bobby Boucher. There he is, the start-finish line. That big Q on the front of that car. A lot of ground to make up for Bobby Boucher. I'm sure he's probably trying to be a little bit careful here, though, in the early laps.
Well, the problem that he's got is there is no caution flag, and there's going to be a mandatory, but he needs to go because Mike Skinner is not that far behind him. And we heard, there we see Skinner, the 31 car. He's the leader. The red, number 98, is Jeremy Mayfield. That's the second-place car. They aren't that far behind Boucher, and we heard him say he's got to stay in the lead lap. That's his main goal until that mandatory caution at 25 laps. They're just completing the 16th lap now.
You got to wonder what they're thinking is. Is there a problem with the car, or are they thinking about just trying to be conservative? Bill Lever, you're down there. What's the decision?
Gary, they really don't know because we haven't heard a word from Bobby after the race began. They're not real happy down here. He got caught in early traffic, picked up a few positions, but the car does not appear to be running as smoothly as they had hoped, and they'll definitely be looking forward to that mandatory caution.
Jeremy Mayfield moving in on Mike Skinner as they go between a couple of lap cars, and Skinner will pick his way through. Now Mayfield very carefully down in turn one. Remember that wind is blowing right at him, and a car smoking out of turn 2. Right in front of the leaders.
Right in front of the leaders, a heavy crash.
And Bobby Boucher slows dramatically there to get by that crash. Now the leaders came up behind him. They were about to pass him, but now he takes off. So he's going to be okay.
It looked like a car erupted an engine right in front of these cars here. It looks like Harris Devane is one of the cars involved. He was trying to win the Rookie of the Year opportunities.
And Bob Gerhardt is the 85 car. And Harris Devane going for the Rookie of the Year. His competitor for the Rookie of the Year, Dale Whittemore, had just made a pit stop. So there's some heavy damage to the back. This is Bobby Gerhardt in 85. Some heavy damage to the Harris Devane, number 33, the red and white car.
Take a look again at what happened. You see that smoke out of one of the cars coming off the turn, and
there's the car that's smoking is the red and blue car, and there we see Harris Devane is backed in the fence. Gerhardt goes around, and the 39 car of Bradbury just misses the cars. There we see Bowser go by on the outside, and there's the leader. So a big break for Bobby Bowser.
Now the car that was smoking that started this apparently was Philip Young out of Dallas, Georgia. He apparently erupted an engine, and we are told that Bowser had run over some debris back there, so he will need to come in and get those tires checked as he goes by Willie Thomas. We're under caution at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the first time today. Lap 18 due to an incident in turn 2.